Well, I didn't hear what you said, but what I will say is that we are live at 5 from the Piranha Pond. Welcome, everybody, to the Piranha Pond StreamCast. In here,
Live.
out here. Shell, you got turn your phone on landscape.
She driving.
It's dragging. I can hardly hear you, Shell.
You all the way live now, boy. Look at you.
We definitely live in the building.
How y'all doing? Shell on that 10.
Well,
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
oh yeah, we got you.
All right.
Well, once again, we are live with technicalities and everything else at 5 from the Piranha Pond, 7th Century. I am the Kingfish Mac, joined as usual by the Piranhas in the Pond. To the right of me today, definitely not out of the sight of me, my cousin Big Bo. How you doing, Shell?
What's up, baby? How y'all doing today?
Good, good.
See you doing it in Traffico, live remote.
Remote. You already know.
That's what I'm talking about. Shit, whatever it takes, we're gonna get there.
Make it happen.
I hope I don't sound real tinny and echoey because it sounds echoey to me. I'm in this big ass like an empty room and shit in the corner of it, but it's all good. Below us, bringing the pod in is my boy Nick Nash. What's going on with you, baby boy?
Oh man, keeping it shaking and moving. That's about it. Trying to see what's on the dinner plate tonight. This evening.
That's what we got going on. It's just kind of, we kind of freestyling it. I figure we'll make it kind of simple since it's Thursday. And cater to nostalgic Nick today. Throwback Thursday.
Oh my God.
What I want to do today is, just chop it up. Here, I'll tell you this. Me and Felicia, the executive producer, my sister, we were talking today. It was like day drinking. She called me at 12 in the afternoon and shit. We were both chopping it up. And we got on a conversation about the country, right? When it came back to new ways. And some of the things that we thought of, or the way that we thought things were when we were small, we used to go back to New Orleans every summer. So we used to spend a year out there in junior high school and stuff. And how they actually are as adults. What I mean by that is that, Shell, for us in California, we kind of think of the New Orleans McClains as, damn near like this perfect clan, right? Like you think that, everybody get along, everybody loving on one another. You at this person's house, that person's house. Every weekend we all together because that's kind of how we grew up as kids. But as adults, I wonder, well, I know that it's not like that for us as adults, and certainly not like that for our kids. And I wonder how hard it was for the old folks to kind of keep shit together to give everything that good look. So my question for Throwback Thursday is, how nostalgic are we really when we be thinking about the good old days? Talk to me, Piranhas.
Okay, so repeat your question again. How what?
How nostalgic, like how we think about things. Oh yeah, I remember back when I was a kid. Like Nick is real good at this because Nick remembers shit vividly, right? Street names and people's houses and this, that, and the third, right? About how shit was when he was a little kid still living in New Orleans, right?
Oh,
And
I'm very nostalgic,
me,
especially.
what me and Felicia was realizing, we were talking today, is that a lot of times the things that we think of or how we thought things were, it really wasn't like that, and it really ain't like that. Like just the fact that all our kids, they don't know each other. How did we allow that to happen? You know what I'm saying? And how real is that whole sense of shit was better back when we was kids type shit?
Well, I think life happens. Our ancestors were a whole lot more rooted. We're more prone to move when we gotta move around, do this, do that, and you we ain't just staying in one spot.
Oh, she passing through a
We
bad area.
been, can you hear me
You going in it, you
now?
going in and out.
Oh, she clear now.
What about now? Y'all can hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
we
So
can hear
yeah,
you.
so I think because just because I know for me, and I probably could say for Keena too, is because we're just not in the house and we're just not rooted. Like talk about, Keena can't wait to get in her house and we can do it like we used to do it. Have people over like we used to have. People come in town and stay. I feel the same way no matter where I'm gonna be at too. But I think it's because, like I said, we've been more inclined to be in survival mode and move around. And our ancestors, they were a whole lot more planted. They had that land, they had that area to where all of them was pretty much in a 5 mile radius of each other. They were the homesteads. That was the place that you went. I would love that to be I would love my place to be the place where people come to. But yes, I think definitely. I know that I feel like we had kind of set a bar at the family reunion because I know that we said that we needed to get back into it. We needed to, of course, we had, young cousins who didn't know each other, that met each other for the first time, and and we wanted them to have that like we had that. So
Right,
yeah, I
right,
think it's important that we try to give it to them and stuff like that. And it's important for us to make those trips. We don't have to make those trips and have to be a very expensive trip. We might could, get together, do a road trip. Shit, we might catch a bus or get to catch a cheap flight or something like that. They got them all. Everything is possible now, but I think it's definitely we definitely need to just make it happen. You know.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I always had in my mind, well, how I apply myself to staying in contact with family is I call, right? I was like real keen on that right there. And I always try, no matter what I was doing or whatever my accolades was, and spend my money and my time. We set a time in Louisiana. So as a kid, right, it was always a line of communication I seen um, that was afforded to us by the elders, and that talking, whether it's harsh, whether it's opening up your mind, it was there on the front porch at Auntie Eileen's house, right? So you would come
right.
and come to a central location, the meetup point, then we'll spread out, and go from there to everybody, to all the people. So it's like that's one of the things. It's not lost. You got to start out the time to go do it. And the family reunion
So
was an epic moment because we was in the yard where it pretty much all started. We prayed, we
right.
came together. The introduction was no shyness. It was no it was like it was yesterday because now we see all the smiling faces.
Well,
And
I go ahead.
I said, and I think this is a good start this year. Go whatever we have planned in October is another good start on what we have to do. So make that happen.
So I feel I agree with both of y'all, but I also feel like this. I feel like the old folks set a standard, right, in the way that family, kind of was. You know what I'm saying? Especially, back in that Point Computer area. And as the migration moved to New Orleans, those same people kept those same traditions. And when the migration moved to California, those same older people kept the traditions. And the three of us are old enough to have seen and experienced, the wonder of, just knowing, your older family members and all your family members, being connected with your people as though they're your brothers and sisters. So that if you don't see them for 10 years, if you do see them, it's like you saw them yesterday. And then what happened was our generation got lazy. Our generation got caught up in what about me-isms, chasing the Joneses, trying to do well for self, taking care of your own shit, and having less and less time to spend with family. So where it used to be you and all your cousins, then it became maybe you and your brothers and sisters. Then it became you and your husband or wife and your kids. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about major holidays and shit, right? So instead of it being everybody going over on Buick or everybody going, to the park to barbecue for Uncle Tootie / Shell's birthday and the 4th of July, it became well, I'm going to a white party. Me and my family, I'm going over here and hang out with my friends from work. And so it became less important to our kids to maintain that connection. So
Yeah, but
now,
see,
I got there's 3 generations of Rogers boys. None of them fuck with each other. And that's my fault. That's on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I fuck with everybody, like in one way or another. Either we pushing and pulling, for that manly dominance, or I'm in your fucking life because you a kid, and I gotta be. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of, what my son and his brothers are, any of my boys. I mean, my son's got 3 boys, right? So everybody knows their brother. Nobody knows their cousin, uncles, nephews. Like, you know who they are. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have no real connection where you getting up in the morning. Like, I literally would get up in the morning on 111, me and Eric would walk to 3rd Ave and 102nd to your grandma's house. Go fuck with Terry every Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Ride bikes or whatever, because that's who I'm going to fuck with, my cousin. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. Shit. I don't need no friends. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was on growing up. But I think we didn't pass that down successfully. We got kind of caught up in being independent.
But the thing is, you have to remember, both of y'all, it's readily apparent, right, that we still have matriarchs and patriarchs, right? But I wouldn't say I was scared to take the baton, but You know, they set the bar high with your grandmother, my grandfather, and all that, but it's not. It's easily attainable, right? If you put your mind to it, because we don't want to have nobody want to have no burden. Oh, Nikki said, well, it's kind of burdening me that I can't show up. I want to show up, but I got this big old shindig going on, right? So you travel costs, families they got bigger, so forth and so on, right? But just in recent times now, I've been doing the 10-minute thing because I was in, like you say, in survival mode, right? It was the fear of staying there and being a burden on somebody, right? So, but now I'm like, hey, whatever it goes, I still have my family because it is not an issue with looking after me. Although I'm grown, they'll still look after me. So let me go down the list. You got Ronald, Lowe, Cedric, Norma Ann, uh, my mama, Karen, Sylvia. All these people apply the same thing. But it's not. It's a step away from actually how it is, and they embody that whole feeling. That's what we after, you know. And they don't try to play emotional managers with people. You gonna show up or not? Have a little drink and toast to you, but it's still going down. You know what I'm saying? Pictures and all the rest of that stuff. Now we actually have communication where we could be on the table at the shindig, do this Zoom and all the rest of this stuff. So yeah, you're right, Keith. We could start bridging the gap right now.
Well, yeah, that's what I was. That was going to be my next thing. That because we failed so miserably in passing that baton down to our kids. What is it that we can do for them to kind of maintain or to try to rebuild that connection? I was so proud when my son, who was a grown ass man, hit his dad up. He was going to New Orleans. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
Dad, we got any family and shit, right? That I can call when I'm down there. I was like, oh shit, that's right up the alley. I couldn't wait for for you to be calling and answering that. Feel what I'm saying? But just in terms of the regular shit, my grandmother and both of you guys as grandfathers, right? It's tight as shit. I'm talking about my granny and Uncle Tootie would be together every day. After he get off of work, he stop by his auntie house and chill. And my grandmother would go to New Orleans and stay with her sister, Auntie Eileen. Uncle Hip was there every day. His auntie was there. He loved his auntie to death, right? And then the three of us, we got that same relationship, right? We all fucking spread apart. You know what I'm saying? 3 different ways. Keena included, right? Duke too. But then you jump down to the next generation, right? I got 3 boys. You know what I'm saying? Keena got kids. You got a kid. And none of our kids know each other. That's heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? And I'd love to find a way to be able to bridge that gap. Like you say, the family reunion, it did a lot. Because what I saw in my kids, all my boys, is that, they felt comfortable. They was home. You know what I'm saying? Amongst people who they had never met before, but the minute that they met them, they felt that love. You know what I'm saying? And they fell right in line. Wasn't none of that city slick ass, who is this trying to talk to me, mumbling under your breath, because you'll still get slapped in the mouth and you know it. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I've had to. You feel what I'm saying? So when fucking Sylvia is talking to you, it's just like Felicia talking to you, or maybe even worse.
Yeah.
But
The thing is, then you still got Lowe that talks in a smooth but efficient voice. You got Cedric, and you got Ronald Mack. Then my experiences growing up, I had Uncle Francis.
Yeah.
And Auntie Elizabeth. So you walk in the room all the way to the back, sit there playing cards, or she going to bingo, right? But it's a stern lesson that I picked up from all of that. And then there's another side where it grows in value, I had all the other ones from my mama's mother's side. That was, you know, it matches up with the McClains. You know, then it marched over into all the things from the Francois side with Demi, Peanut, and all of them. So I had that whole mix from Saint Rock all the way to the Treme, all the way to New Rose, and all points in between. Right?
Right.
And actually, how you say it, I'm like very nostalgic because I embodied that. I wasn't scared to grab the baton when it was handed to me. Like like we came out the front porch, not with flip flops, with track shoes on that was handed out, already laced up, running full stride. You, Shell, Felicia, everybody, because we had that point where the communication between all of us was a necessity. Because if it wasn't a necessity, then we had that's the one point. But communication, you catch them at home. You have to call the house phone with the number on the side of the refrigerator. They will actually tell you to dial Uncle Hip's number. Auntie Faye, Uncle June, all of those. And go walk around the corner to Mr. Marshall store and get something. Well, I don't know my way. Yeah, you know your way. If not, it's guidance all the way to where you're going and where you're coming from so you can see. Now, the one thing that I absolutely definitively answered is when I went back and I seen all the smiling faces of all the kids, it is like, okay, it was no weak spot, right? Everybody's like hugging, kissing. There was no separation. It's like, you're right, Matt, because when they look at all your kids, they see. When they look at Felicia kids, they see your mother. They see Auntie Anna, right? Look at Shelby, see her mama, her grandfather, everything in between that. So it's still right. We have to just show up and see some things.
That's crazy. You just reminded me of Auntie May. Auntie May taking the babies. All my kids. When I first bring them over to 111, take them, turn their ass upside down, and look at their feet. And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that one of Brenda kids right there. That's Brenda's." Like, how the hell?
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And so, and like you're right. You know what I'm saying? Because they all are, when they get in the room and they all see that table, you can actually see the power that our family possesses, right? And it's not a disappointed look on their face. They say, okay, it's better than never, right? And just like you said, we got guardian angels through the ancestries that look over us and make sure that we're doing a quality job to get to this point. The universe in our mind, when we in a situation, that's why you and Felicia had this conversation today. This is why we're talking about it right now, because it still lives in the conversation. We are manifesting something else that's going to grow in value. And when we all come together as that unit, oh man. And when people want to get up their accolades, it's like, wow. That is the whole part of everything.
Shell, where you at?
Like,
say it again.
You don't want to tell you?
I can't hear you. I'm struggling real hard to hear y'all. I can't really hear y'all like that.
I'm like, what, you got the windows down or something? Right? I keep muting your mic because we can hear the car. I'm like, what the hell?
You got the air conditioner on. So the thing is, right? So what was Felicia's suggestion on this situation?
Well,
what did y'all get to? What point did y'all get to?
Well, me and Felicia was having a whole different kind of conversation. That I ain't gonna throw her under the bus, but basically, we was on some shit where the end result was relationships that we think of as being a particular way, and people, right? that we think of from when we were smaller. When you get older, you kind of realize that, it was some whole different kind of people. It was a whole different type of scenario.
So revealing truth.
And relation. Okay, I'll
truth.
say this. I'll say this, right? One of the things that we did talk about is how we think about new roles as everybody on Singletary, know everybody, family, kick it together, chill, and then whenever anybody comes from New Orleans, it's like how it is when we come from California. But Felicia was telling me that she lived out there for a year, and she lived out there again for another 8 months in New Orleans right before my mom passed away. And she was like, nigga, it's not like that. People don't fuck with people. Like, for real. Family, some family members, like, you would be surprised. And I was like, what? And like, yeah, nigga. I'm like, okay, I can understand it. But I can understand that, right? Because it's the same way with us in California. You know what I'm saying? Just on a different level. I mean, our shit might, it be intense, and then it ain't, because we McLean, so you just get over the shit, right? But yeah, I would have never thought to think that, shit, people got regular ass fucking relationships, down there, just like we do up here.
Oh, I fell out.
Right. Well,
and it ain't nothing wrong.
So
shit, it is what it is.
I mean, it is what it is.
Right?
But
I never experienced nothing like that. But and that's why I said, look, because at one particular time, I'm like, look, California, New Rose, New Orleans, I'm trying to acquire some property down there. Now me personally, right? That that's where I get all my strength from. When I go there, my head feels a little different. My skin's a little better. My soul is at ease because, as you know, on a spiritual level too, I feel it on a whole different spiritual level inside of me when I actually go there. It actually balances me out, even if I don't see nobody's face, right?
And I think that's because you carried with you the feeling that you had when you would be down in the country as a kid, not understanding that those feelings are kind of immature because you're not able to factor in all the shit that's really going on at the time, right? Shit that might be apparent to a 22-year-old, that an 8-year-old ain't going, here, let's just do this, right? Let's take it out of our family and just make it about everybody in the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So while you might have this loving idea and feeling about, say, Auntie Adeline or Miss Armstrong or whoever, right? All them old ladies that used to be on the porches and shit, right? Wasn't like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, some of them old ladies was mean as a motherfucker, and didn't have no goddamn time for no kids. So what is it that we kind of throw them back to? You know what I'm saying? Like your feeling is based upon, shit, you was a little kid running around, climbing the pecan tree, falling in the fucking ditch, going around, sneaking around to the park and watch the big boys smoke cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of shit. But in reality, maybe say if you were 17 or 16, you know what I'm saying, you would have been able to see shit a little bit differently. And so that kind of like casts that same light on what I was talking about relationships may not have been what we thought they were. So while we're thinking about shit in these nostalgic ass terms, as though everything was all peaches and cream, I would venture to say that it was been a whole bunch of them relationships and shit, man, that was strained as a motherfucker.
Of course it was, because that is the thing, right? Because I'm taking out as a young adult into my adulthood. I got all the experiences. I seen it and I heard the conversations, right? And the thing is, right, that would mold me into who I am today. Then I actually come home and I still get it from my uh, Mary Williams, right? And I get it from um, Tyrone. I get it from all that because I actually was looking for the truth in things, and that development is I know how to, and I mind, and I actually sit back. Although I run my mouth a lot, I sit back and listen and didn't ask no questions,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you know, I was always back there. It was like, nigga, what you doing out there? Sometimes I wouldn't even stay at a hotel. I'd be sitting on people's couch looking for the shrimp at 3 o'clock in the morning, fried shrimp and grits. You know what I'm saying? And hearing all the stuff that bind a relationship, and not giving them my opinion, but like, as line of communications is still there, we could actually, if it's any severed ties, we could actually go there and repair because we family. Now all the other ones, or whatever gossip you hear, it gets straightened out because, as you know, and Cheryl knows, they're gonna ask you the question if while you in person. And you got to take your bumps
Mm-hmm.
and bruises. That's just the bottom line. Have a drink, get your belly full, and say, okay, it hurt. Well, how they used to say? I heard it's from the something mouth. The I forgot they used to say it like that. They used to have that saying. I hear it from the horse's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
When a horse can't talk, but that is the part. You know what, man? That me, you, Felicia, and all the other ones that's in our parameter, we all still try. We all still coming from an adult perspective of it now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That yes, if anything, in these times, we want them to know, trust, and prove that they got some people. If you sit down and listen, and not trying to, like you say, run off to go party, whatever, but you actually take in the wisdom that they pass on to you because it was a hard life, man. You know what I'm saying? And we showed up and everybody come together. I need a little bit of sugar because Keefy up here. You know what I'm saying? Nicky up here. He like that pecan candy. So they try to make
Right.
material things materialize when they only had change in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? I remember when the water wasn't on and they got pots on the stove. You know what I'm saying? From that to, and the houses are smarter than we thought it was when we was younger.
Right.
But
Right. That's the thing
we
that kills
dare
me.
could say, yeah, but we dare couldn't say, hey, you know what? I got means to get you up out of here. And they said, what the hell are you talking about? You 50 years too late.
That's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? Well, I don't know about going nowhere. Screen door, let me fix that. What you wasting that time for? Come sit down and talk to me. And that is the part because I still showed up, but I had to go to the metro. I got there a week. I was like, Ron, I'm gonna go cut the grass at Telly House, build the fence, and all that. They're like, no, 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 you got levels to go through there, son. You know what I'm saying? And that is the part that we say that it's still there because it's in it's ingrained in us. How do we wake it back up?
Well,
Wake it back up.
and just by talking to the kids, man, and maybe putting forth an effort while we still
Yeah,
moving around. You know what I'm saying? Like you say,
yeah,
have some more of these events, where we all jump on a plane or
and
10 deep in 10
yeah,
deep worth of cars, caravan or whatever and shit. And jump over 3 states right
yeah. Just
quick.
like Cheryl said. Look, but the thing is, right? Because I just recently got on Facebook a little while ago, right? And and our young relatives are doing extraordinary things. You know what I'm saying? Colleges
Oh
and
yeah.
graduations and all these things uh that it's like, okay, well, yes. Because you really don't hear about you know, a lot of things that was said, okay, what would we miss this one at? Did we miss the other one at? You know what I'm saying? Why we didn't talk to this a little bit more or this one a little bit more? And the thing is, when Felicia came up with the Anastasia thing for us to see where we actually the family tree that we come from, You know what I'm saying? One of the first women of color to actually trek her way through New Roads and all that. So I say it's like good stock, and this to all the other men behind it. That because when you think about it, right, we had great greats, right, when we was young into our young adulthood. That's how close it
Yeah.
was.
Right.
A stone steps away from slavery. You know, and that part is that we embodied. And when you got to think about it, right, those people are still the matriarchs and patriarchs right here. You know how beautiful it was to see my mama, Shell's mama, everybody sitting at the table, Karen, all these people, right, at the table, and you could like go down the line and say, hey, and they all could tell you the same story, but have a different feeling about it. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Right.
Shell, right, I was right next door to Shell like the whole time. People house, but Uncle Hip was like 2 doors down. But it's literally the only thing that separated us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, we had that before they made that other side. You had to. I think the lady, the one girl we grew up with named Tammy was related to us too. So I don't. This that whole block, man. But the other thing, when you go to New Orleans, so you had Buster, you had Rose, you know, Uncle Francis, you had all these other lines of everybody that I used to sit on people lap as a halfway grown young man and
Did
listen.
y'all know? Did
So
y'all know? Was Erica still staying over there at her mom and them house, right across from AT
not that I know of. You talk about the one, the last house that was the only other house, the last house
Nah, this is in
in
the middle of the
the house
block.
on the.
Nah, this is in the middle of the block before Silk.
Oh no, I don't remember.
Right across from AT
Because nah, because
Shell,
yeah,
you
I don't
don't know
remember that one
Erica?
right there.
What you say, baby?
I said, you don't know Erica that stayed in that house right across from AT
The house right across from Annie Lee,
Yeah.
the
Erica.
Hutchisons.
I don't remember what Erica last name was. It was just Erica. I don't remember her having no sister. She
I
would
mean, I
be
know.
my
I mean,
age.
I know. I got relatives. I don't know.
Nah, she
I
ain't.
know the Hutchisons are right behind them, next to Sookie.
No, this is maybe 2 doors down from Silk. I think somebody I know Penny and Cassandra would definitely know who I'm talking about. And
Oh
I
yeah,
know Cedric.
Yeah,
Somebody
I'm
had
Cedric
told me
know.
that her mama had died, she stayed in the house. I don't know if she got big and had a bunch of kids or something. I'm not sure.
so but see, now see the thing is, man. So as you know, the previous days, right? We all took over that hotel in New Roads, man, and we all came out was undergrads. That's the whole plan, you know, because that was the other thing, right? The McLean clan,
Right.
right? That was like a big day. That is still a force to be reckoned with, you know. So, you know, like I said, as a kid, Uncle Bo used to come get me and all that, and that is the. So when you think about it, right, Matt, that whatever feelings that they had, wherever it was that people or us as a family, the line of communication was severed, or you was off doing something else, or in hello,
Yeah, you
I say
all
in having that part, right? In having that part, it it still is greater later, right? Because this little bit of time that we had apart, right? That it actually solidified us and build us stronger. Because now I want to know even more. You know, I got a glimpse how these other things unfolded, right? But you know me, man. I was where you at, Nikki? Texas. I'm driving to New Orleans. I'm driving to Dallas Fort Worth. You like, wow. So I might get stuck. You know, and it's like, oh, okay. How long you gonna be gone? Probably like a half a month, and I end up in Hawaii somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that even with you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I needed to pop up, I popped up. You know, so
Right.
it's like it's kind of like a gift and a curse. But to me, right? To me, I still let's take it away from the nostalgic part, right? But I still say that my determination and my will to see everybody and meet everybody all over again. It's like I gladly take that challenge.
Okay,
You
Shell
know, I
saying
spend
her.
my last.
Shell, can you hear us?
Yeah, but she can't talk back.
Oh wait,
But
I
yeah.
got
So
her. I
I
got her
like to
mic
sit
muted.
down.
How much?
Oh, there you go.
Look,
Say
Yeah,
it again.
I can't really make out much what y'all saying. It's real staticky on my end.
well, look, long as your face is here, long as your face is here, we good.
What you say?
I say, long as your face is here, we good. We know we got to maintain our composure. We have to maintain you know what I'm saying? And I love it because this is the generation because we never
I
thought
mean,
about it
I'm
because we
good.
so close, right?
I'm good. I mean, if y'all can see my face, that's good. There's no I'm making out every other word I was saying. Like I'm not really making out much.
Yeah, yeah. So the thing is, right? I didn't realize me and Shell were so close in age. I didn't realize me and Felicia was close. We all close to the same age, right? But at one particular
I'm younger
time,
than all. I'm younger than all y'all.
I could not sit in the same room with all y'all. That's what it was. It's like I was taking care of the June bugs and the Anna Marias and the Alexes. You know, so that was my whole thing. I was stuck in the middle, but I'm still Tootie Boy's grandson. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, so and that actually lives um, inside of me. You know, and in my mother too. And it's like that is the thing is if I could make those phone calls, nobody else want to make those phone calls, and I could push the envelope and press people, but not press too hard. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make some stuff happen. You know, if I got to come out of my last little bit of money, my secret stash money, I would definitely. What you need for gas? Okay, so yeah, let's look at all states on Google Maps. Look, gas get cheaper right when you hit El Paso. $225 to get you there. We'll see what's up later. You know, so yeah. So I like to have Felicia whole little thing like what you think, Mac, that we could do. Like I said, what's the first?
I think.
Um,
I think it's probably just about us having more scenarios where that next generation can have an excuse to be together, kind of link up outside of just us. We the old folks now. We're getting to be that damn sure. So a lot of times I think a lot of these kids don't be studying us, but at the same time, I think that they are, unless they grew up with one another, like a lot of the younger girls in New Orleans, the Angels and the Christinas and all of them. Um, you don't even know that you got so much in common with your people.
yeah,
So I think we just gotta. It's on us to provide the opportunities for them to make them kind of connections.
yeah,
And it's a
because
lot of them. Like I said, damn near all of us got kids
yeah.
that's grown.
So do you gotta put in too? You gotta put in Fran's kids. You gotta put in Manuela's kids. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying
And rest in
everybody,
peace, Chandra.
all of them.
Yeah, so all that makes the gumbo mix that we actually have, from Zion to Whitney, to all of them, that is the nucleus of everything because it was never no one uh mentioned without mentioning, you know, the Francois and you know everybody else. You
I
know,
see
but that was so.
look, my
Oh,
other
she
baby
showed
jump
up.
back up in the
Hey.
comments.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been low key fake mad at you.
Your sister showed back up. Jill, you gotta unmute her thing.
I know I am.
Your sister showed back up.
I see that. I see she chiming in. Yeah, the family reunion did feel good to be together and stuff like that. It definitely was the spark that we needed and stuff like that. And we gotta definitely make that happen again pretty soon.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because again, we all had good intentions. It was a trip because when Uncle June had got married in '98, and everybody kind of got to see. Well, everybody came to California, and we had all them pictures and shit. And then I came to New Orleans right after that, Christmas. And it was all this conversation about what we was gonna do, how we was gonna keep in touch. And yeah, you make some phone calls and this, that, and the third for a few months, and then damn, you fall out of touch again. And the same thing with the family reunion. We all had this wonderful feeling of being together and made all these promises of we're gonna do this every year. Or, next time y'all need to come to Vegas and this, that, and the third. Shit, ain't nobody did shit. We
But
still
it's not
talking about
because
it.
of lack of trying. Because at one point after the family reunion, me and Illinois did have an email thread. We was trying to we had worked hard. We was trying to like get everybody on the same page and trying to see if it whether we was gonna come to New Roads or y'all was gonna come to if we was gonna come there. We at one point we were trying, and then after that, then we all kind of fell off with it. But there was some effort put into it towards that next year. We did try.
See, I didn't know
But you
nothing
know what
about
happened
that.
after that?
The next year, what I
Yeah,
heard
we
about
don't get like I
was
said, don't
the
get wrong after that.
Francois.
Life just happened, and we didn't
But
we
look,
didn't
right after
as
we
much
left,
follow, but we did try to keep
that
the
I left, right?
spark going.
So the month that I left, we was all down back in New Orleans. Remember, it flooded in Baton Rouge City. Your house was underwater.
Huh?
Flood. After we left,
Well,
y'all
this was
went to
before
New
that.
Orleans. Last family
So
reunion, right?
I can't hear y'all.
Okay, I tell Matt, it's a major flood right there.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. You said that it was a flood. Sylvia's house got flooded out there right after that. What I'm saying
Okay,
is,
in the Baton
okay,
Rouge house.
yeah,
Yeah.
I understand
But
that, but what I'm saying,
The Baton Rouge house. Now this was after the family reunion. She was already in
yeah,
Gonzales. Yeah, that was already
yeah,
out
that's what
there
I thought.
already.
I thought that had already happened. Well,
Yeah, she was already in Gonzales.
but in any event, right, what happened the next year was, whatever talk, the only talk I was involved in was the Francois family reunion, which we are invited to, what I'm saying, in Atlanta. And I didn't make that, but everybody, a lot of other people did. I think Terry went out there, and I'm not sure if Felicia made it or not. In any event, that kind of got to be the conversation. Then there was really nothing else. But in any event, what I'm saying is that we need to do more than the family reunion that took place. It happened because everybody just kind of pushed a hard line. Nobody wasn't taking no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? It
Exactly.
was, we gonna do this. Now we just need to figure out who gonna do what. And shit, there was not one scenario where everybody did what somebody asked, right? So everybody wasn't in touch with Eleanor. Everybody didn't send Terry the money for the fucking t-shirts. Everybody didn't do this, that, and the third. But everybody got there.
Everybody got there.
Everybody got there.
That was the whole thing.
Even I lived
Like
up in
even
that
my mama,
motherfucking
brother.
Anna Marie's car with the bumper hanging off that motherfucker.
Well,
That
and
motherfucker
that's the
tied
thing,
up with
right?
a shoestring and a clothes hanger.
So look, then, right? We can't forget about my mama, other brothers and sisters. They showed up because they grew up in the same
Yeah, they
family
sure
as
did.
me.
They sure did.
It was no separation. We all a family. You know what I'm saying? Keith Riley. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace.
My
That
brother.
whole lot.
Rest in
That
peace to
the
my brother.
man. You know, his mama and his father. You know what I'm saying? But that right there, it stays ingrained in my brain because we've seen the smiles and stuff. So, like this, right? So, I got a big ism, right? We might as well go ahead and kick it off, get all the young ones, all the newborns, all the rest of these people, and say, you know what? You want a big old tents, whatever, be at the church, the side of the cemetery, whatever. And we're gonna go ahead and do this day. Like I did last
Well,
time. Y'all sparking the animal, right?
we better
Last time,
hurry.
because
We
I was
better
going
hurry
back
up
to
and do it before I spend all my money on hotels.
oh, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call my mama tomorrow and see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta get with Felicia because now you know, it's the ones that this sparked the family conversation around the table, right? So it's gonna be
Yeah.
one on Saturday, get everybody and reintroduce ourselves. That's the first thing that gotta happen. You
I
know
don't
what I'm
know.
saying? Whatever lineage is.
I don't know about them. I don't know about them conference calls, man. That last one didn't go all that swell. Shell, you wasn't on that. Shell, you wasn't on the conference call, homie. Before Zoom, this is right before the family reunion.
No, I wasn't a call.
Stop it.
Niggas is in there arguing. I'm cussing like a sailor.
I'm not the one to have on the conference call.
Look, me neither. I don't know why the hell they jumped my ass
Not
in
the one
there.
that
Look, and then somebody said some shit
With me.
about my mama, and I took the wrong way. And
we argue too much for
you already
conference call.
fucking know.
That real conversations go with us. So conference call and that ain't just talking about us. It's just being truthful shit.
Motherfuckers is talking about the family tree, right?
Real quick.
They version of the family tree. And said some shit that I was like, hey, hold up, motherfucker.
So many things can go wrong with that real quick before you realize we're not even talking to each other by the time the family reunion start. I wasn't, but like, it can go wrong real quick.
My nigga Ronald, that nigga is the
just tell me what to show up, tell me what details, what y'all need me to make, what y'all need me to bring. I'm good like that. I don't need to do a whole lot. Like, let me just show up and do what I do and make everybody happy. I can't. No conference call here. That shit ain't gonna go well. I know this man.
Yeah, I'm still scared. I just sit back. Over talk all those fans, man. I don't never. Ronald. I never over talk to him.
I'm just like Shell. Right? Except I ain't learned the fine art of staying the fuck out the way, right? I jump right in, right? I'm right there. I'm here to fucking contribute some.
I'm asking questions only. I'm answering only when asked, and then I'm taking my time with that shit.
I'm so quick to be like,
I'm never too old.
Nah, that shit don't sound right. Like that shit don't sound right there. Fuck you talking about?
I'm telling you. Shit go bad. Go wrong. So much to go wrong.
It all go left.
So much has gone wrong. So much has
because you and Felicia be on my neck, and I mind everything you say.
Look, that was another thing that Felicia was talking about. You be talking to my sister. You say the wrong thing, that should go left. Right? Felicia cut your ass to the quick so fucking fast. They be talking about, well, y'all know she's so sensitive. No, she ain't sensitive. She ain't going for that bullshit, right? She trained by one of my first. trained by my mama and my
You,
granny. She
I
know
still be
all
having
the
a hard time because
shades.
she'll say, yeah,
With
Nikki,
none of
go
that
sit your
shit.
ass down somewhere. And I go sit down somewhere, you know. But that's the one thing, you know, and I love to see my grandmother back out there too, Miss Murph McLean. Because that was the one thing where she was all the way, you know, just a smile on her face, sitting standing next to my mom and Uncle Bo, you know, and Uncle June. And that was just the ones that still, like I said, the patriarchs and the matriarchs of everything. You know, it's a strong and that and not even going off their accomplishments in life, right? But actually see, you know, then my mother showed up a couple of days after that. Then Shell mother came, and we still have all those branches of that, and not realizing that, you know, Ronald McLean, that's that great my mama great uncle. So that's the great uncle kids that put him in a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? Just the dynamics of that. So it's like, yeah, right there. So, all right, we got a good show and a good gateway to what we, how you say, our target goal is to rebuild family and let people know it's never too late to get in touch with family. And yes, we
Most
are
definitely.
mature now. We are mature now. So, you know, yeah, going back to not childhood traumas, but childhood emotions that we still attach. It, it, and we all get the kid like, because my mama said one key day, you know where we sitting at? I said, yeah, didn't you go to school here? We were sitting in the cafeteria where they went to school at, from
Right. That's the
Rosenwald
church.
to all those things, right? This, if it was the fly on the wall and come back, where they was actually sitting there with the nuns. You know what I'm saying?
My
And
mama went
just
to
know
school
that,
there
yeah,
too.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? And just know that that was their class in this little place in New Road. And look what branched out, the island branch that branched out to all these neighborhoods impacting people's lives. From this
Right.
little town, right? Yeah, we thought all the stores was grand and stuff. We walk in now, it's like, what? But this is where we originated from, that group for the independent, not the independent, where the families that went outside and had babies strapped on their back. Because they had a lot of kids now. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Mouths to feed. And still, if a percentage of that still survives and we still got contact with that part, and we are inquisitive enough and sit down enough to actually get not the stories but the truth, man, it's great, man. That's what I be looking for. You know, I go to
Right.
all the stores, and one lesson, right? Shell, I say I took everybody up to the. I was like, you know what? We got enough time to go uptown, all the way uptown. Yeah, it was so foreign. The movie theater, all the rest of that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? The restaurants, we couldn't get a seat. I went back across the Mason and Dixon line, dog. Back across the railroad tracks and get my cousin
boy,
fried pigtails and hog crackers.
Shell, what you got for us in closing?
well, y'all can hear me. My
We
closing
can
is
hear
gonna
you.
be like, it's gonna be like never, no matter what, never lose sight of family. You know, especially if you were blessed to come up with your family, y'all got along growing up and stuff like that. Just try to make sure you know, life happens to all, but shit happens. But at some point, we have to like, really got to start bridging the gaps a little bit better than what we have and stuff like that. And if you're going through some trauma with your family too, then you gotta you gotta be acceptable to heal. You know, you gotta know to let that shit go. You know, do a cutoff on that. You know, nobody's perfect. We all got shit. We all got times. You know, may not have been a good time, and she's definitely not a good time to fuck with me sometimes. So you know, like you have to just realize that you people you came through family, they family, good or bad, and I'm just grateful that we have had more good and bad hours. And again, whatever I can do, you know, I might not be this, you know, boy, you know, exactly established where I kind of want to be or that stable, but fuck, I mean, who really is these days? You know, if we waiting to do that, then we're gonna be dead. You know, so again, just making sure we try to bridge that bond and make it happen.
Yeah, and
Well, what I would say, in terms of maintaining that family connection, I think it's always the most important thing. It's where you get all your traditions from. It's where you get your values, the whole foundational shit. I am the man that I am foundationally because of my connection to all the people that you guys are connected to. That is all the good in me. All the bullshit in me come from the streets. Right? The streets is my dad, and the McLean family has been my mom. So, um, what what I have got out of being me and all my experiences is that uh, no matter what the fuck you do, or no matter how bad an argument gets, or how fucked up you might feel about a scenario that happens between you and any of your family members, that we come from the type of stock that we don't hold grudges because we don't allow your ass to get away with shit any fucking way, right? So we're gonna tell you what the hell was on our mind, let you be mad about it, and tomorrow when we see you, it's like it never happened. And I think that that is what we need to pass down to the youth. That there's nothing that has been done or could be done that will ever stop you from being a part of the family, and you need to embrace that, and we need to make that happen. So, with that, I will say that number one, we made it through another hour, but number two, we made it through an hour without my boy, Mr. Frankie Nunn Flyer, who right now is out at football practice with my nephew Trey.
Football.
Shout out to Trey.
There we go.
Knocking kids' blocks off, getting ready for this Pee Wee League.
Little Pancake. That's his name.
That's
Little
right.
Pancake.
And shout out to my boy Frank for being involved, father. I know we don't get to celebrate us that often, but definitely I want to send a shout out to him for that. Go do that, bro. We'll be here. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us today live on Facebook and YouTube in Piranha Pond. I want to thank the Piranhas, Miss Nick Moe, and my boy, Mr. Nick Nass. This has been plain family exclusive since nobody else jumped in or in the comments except another McLean. So
there
with
we
that,
go.
I want to thank everybody everybody that did join on the live, catch us on the replay. Like, share, subscribe, comment, jump over on YouTube and give us a sub over there. And you guys know what it is, man, with all the technical difficulties or without, we have and will continue to be live at 5. And now we are